Yo, what is going on, guys? Vortec Gaming here, and welcome to episode number 5 of the Rise of TNA. And today for you we have the Final Resolution pay-per-view. We'll quickly take a look at the storylines before getting into the show. So the Lashley vs Roode storyline is at a C+. Gunner vs Shaw is at a D+. MVP vs Angle C+. Rise of the Revolution D+. Loki vs Manic and Sanada hasn't started yet. The Wolves and the Revolution is at D+. Taryn Terrell vs Havoc vs Gail Kim is a D. Return of the TV title hasn't started yet. And King of Hardcore is a C. This one might accidentally start tonight, but yeah. Because these two are involved in a storyline that I haven't actually set up, so yeah. But anyway, moving on. Where are we today? I want to be in the southeast, so just under 7,500 people. So yeah, let's get straight into the show. Okay, so we've got a couple of dark matches to start the show. The first one, Shark Boy versus Lashley. In a match that had some good action and average heat, Lashley defeated Shark Boy by pinfall with a Dominator. Any work or improvements? Nope. Got a D+. Next one, in a match that had some good action and average heat, the Hardys defeat the Bromans when Jeff Hardy defeated Robbie E with an extreme combination. That got a C+. And Rockstar Spud versus Austin Aries. In a match that had some good action and average heat, Austin Aries defeated Rockstar Spud by pinfall. Got a C-. And finally, in about that had solid in-ring action but not much in the way of heat. Chris Melendez defeated DJZ by pinfall. That got D-. Any work or improvements? No. Okay, so into the main show. The show starts with an impressive opening of pyro before the lights are raised and several sections of the excited crowd are shown waving various signs. The focus then switches to the announce table where Mike Tenay and Taz introduce and hype tonight's show, and the expected impacts the likes of MVP, Bobby Roode, Loki, James Storm, Biss and Havoc are likely to have. And that got C. Mike Tenay is improving at acting. Good to know. So the first match of the night. In a match that had some good action and average heat, Loki defeated the Great Sanada in 12:57 by pinfall with a ghetto stomp. That should be a Warrior's way. Loki makes defense number 1 of his TNA X Division title. So yeah, that started that feud off. No work or improvements. Right, moving on. Oh, that's not good. It's probably because I rated the Great Sanada. That's my bad. So Loki is retained as TNA X Division Championship when Manic, who was on commentary, slides into the ring and goes to attack Loki. Loki dodges the attack and hits Manic with a combination of kicks and chops before hitting the Key Crusher. Sanada then again tries to jumping Loki, who again reverses and hits a huge chop. Loki then hits Sanada with the Warrior's Way before continuing to celebrate. So I got an E+. Yeah, I accidentally rated the Great Sanada. And he doesn't, obviously he's Japanese, so he doesn't speak English on this. Pretty sure he speaks English in real life, but that's just a problem you have to deal with. So yeah. Anyway. Moving on. That was an E+, which was bad, but anyway, moving on. The cameras head backstage where we find Bobby Roode. He mentions how the new year is coming and how everyone is making resolutions. Lose weight, see their families, get a job. He goes on to say that he will win the heavyweight title. That's his final resolution. So yeah, mixing the angle in with the name of the pay-per-view. Yeah. Anyway, I only got a C-, so moving on. And a random throwaway match. In a match that had some good action and average heat, Madison Rayne defeated Brooke in 5:42 by pinfall with a raindrop, and that got D+. EC3 and Tyrus are stood backstage. Carter tells Tyrus that he wants a chat with Rockstar Spud and tells Tyrus to find him before the end of his match against Eric Young. Tyrus nods and goes off on his search. What does EC3 want with Rockstar Spud? So that's a C-. No worker improvements in that one. Oh, that's not too bad. So in a match that had some good action and average heat, Tommy Dreamer defeated Magnus in 11 minutes 20 by pinfall with a Dreamer DDT. So yeah, that's not too bad. C. Could have been better, could have been worse. Sets up the next segment. Tommy Dreamer has just defeated Magnus in a brutal match, and whilst he's celebrating, Bram runs out of the crowd and attacks Dreamer with a steel pipe. Bram beats him down until he's on his knees, before hitting Dreamer in the face with the pipe, cutting Dreamer open. Bram then covers his hands in Dreamer's blood and smears it across his chest, laughing as he helps Magnus to the back. So, yeah, and that's advanced the King of Hardcore storyline. So that's a C. In another C, Mike Tenay and Taz hyped the upcoming match between MVP and Bobby Roode from the comfort of their announcers table. Just a filler segment, really. Then Eric Young versus Ethan Carter III. In a match that had some good action and average heat, EC3 defeated Eric Young by pinfall after a distraction from Tyrus. So yeah, that got a C. Eric Young's improving in performance skills. But yeah, Tyrus did some good work at ringside. That has started the return of the TV title storyline. So yeah, that's not great. So after his win over Eric Young, EC3 asked Tyrus to bring out his old friend. As Tyrus comes out, we can see he's carrying Rockstar Spud over his shoulder. Carter says it's about time that Spud just gave up and that he's going to embarrass him so bad that he'll never want to come back into an Impact ring ever again. Carter pulls out some electric clippers and puts Spud in a headlock. As EY sees what's happening, he tries to help Spud, however Tyrus grabs hold of him and makes sure he can see. Or make sure he's watching, you know what I mean. Carter proceeds to shave Rockstar Spud's head, who eventually breaks free and runs to the back. EC3 then begins to celebrate as Tyrus throws his EY out the ring. So yeah, no work improvements, but it's just a way to get Spud off the TV for a while. So we can do this TV title tournament thing. So yeah. Bobby Roode is shown preparing for his match tonight against MVP when Kenny King sneaks up on him from behind and attacks him. After throwing a few punches, Roode gets the upper hand and ends up hitting a Roode bomb through a table. Roode delivers one more kick for good measure before leaving. That got C-. So Gunner versus Samuel Shaw. In a match that had some good action and average heat, Samuel Shaw defeated Gunner by pinfall after a distraction from Brittany. Got C-. No work improvements. And that's advanced the Gunner versus Shaw storyline. Ooh, that's an ugly D-. I don't like that colour. So Gunner is furious about what just happened and goes to confront Brittany, who has made her way into the ring. Gunner goes to grab her when Samuel Shaw hits Gunner with the Shaw bomb. Him and Brittany then make out in the middle of the ring, rolling all over Gunner as they do. So that's an angle you've seen on Impact 100 times in real life. So yeah, Samuel Shaw looked good. No worker improvements. Moving on. C-. Brooke tells the fans to log on to ImpactWrestling.com and become a TNA lister to get loads of exclusive content, including discounts and more. Again, it's just a filler segment. That's not great. So in about had solid in-ring action and average heat. Havoc defeated Gail Kim and Taryn Terrell when Havoc defeated Gail Kim by pinfall with the Demon Drop. Havoc makes defense number 2 of her TNA Knockout title. So yeah, no worker improvements, that's not great. Neither's that. So Havoc has defeated Gail Kim and Taryn Terrell, but instead of celebrating, she quickly turns her attention to Terrell and Kim. She hits Gail Kim with a Havoc Killer before hitting Terrell with the Harlot Slayer chokeslam before walking off with her title. So that's just painting Havoc as kind of the monster in the women's division. That's not a great rating, to be honest, but oh well. JB asks MVP how he's feeling ahead of his match against Bobby Roode for the world title later on tonight. MVP says he isn't worrying about it because he knows that he's miles ahead of Roode in talent and star quality, and that tonight he will retain his title. So that's MVP just being a cocky prick, as most heels are. So yeah, C-. Any worker improvements? No. So the kind of co-main event, or the semi-main event, in a match that had some good action and average heat, the Revolution defeated the Wolves in 17 minutes when James Storm defeated Eddie Edwards by pinfall, and the Revolution make defense number 2 of their TNA World Tag Team titles. So Davey Richards seemed off his game. It surprises me that the Wolves don't have good chemistry when teaming together. Eddie Edwards is improving in technical and performance skills, which is good. Anyway, moving on. The Revolution have retained their tag team titles, and Davey Richards is laid out in the middle of the ring. Abyss holds him up, allowing Storm to hit the last call. Richards falls back up against the ropes, bouncing off, and walks right into Abyss, who hits the Black Hole Slam before Storm and Abyss walk off, with Storm holding the titles. So that's a C-. Yeah, no worker improvements. Moving on. In a B rated segment, Kurt Angle makes his way down to the ring ahead of the main event and joins the announce table, which gets a B, as I just said. The main event itself, ooh, okay, only a C. That's disappointing, man. So in a bout that featured great action and a good crowd. Okay. MVP defeated Bobby Roode in 26 minutes by pinfall following interference from Kenny King. MVP makes defense number 1 of his World Heavyweight title. Man, that's disappointing, man. Considering that got a B- on Impact, and it's quite a way off what it was. I think it was a 72 on Impact, so that's disappointing. No work improvements, so yeah, that's really disappointing, man. Anyway, moving on, and finish with an 80B. So MVP is celebrating his win over Bobby Roode to retain the TNA World Heavyweight Championship when Kurt Angle comes out of the crowd, slides into the ring. Well, he didn't come out of the crowd, he comes out from the announce table, and slides into the ring behind MVP. As MVP turns around, Angle hits him with an angle slam before locking in the angle lock on MVP. Security flood the ring and pull Angle off MVP, and they drag Angle away, with Angle trying to break free. So, yeah. Segment lifted the crowd. It's a little bit too late, but it's lifted the crowd. That's advanced the MVP versus Angle storyline. No worker improvements, but yeah. Final show rating is a C+, which isn't too bad actually. 67. Increases our popularity in 38 regions, which is massive. So yeah, quite happy with that. But yeah, quite disappointed with the main event, man. I think if the main event was better, that would have been an insane final rating. But yeah, oh well. Make a speech, and we'll praise Kurt Angle for a great performance. MVP for a good performance, and we'll compliment Bobby Roode as well. I might just tell Bobby Roode that he's awesome. I might actually criticize somebody. No, I'll just compliment Bobby Roode on a good performance. Right. Okay, so we are back after that. Oh, and we have just signed Jim Ross on a pay-per appearance deal, which is awesome. So we'll have Jim Ross and somebody else, bringing in a couple of guys, Adam Cole, Zack Sabre Jr. and Nigel McGuinness, who's not too bad. He's going to be a manager, I think. So yeah, bringing in them. Or he could be an authority figure, I'm not sure yet. But yeah, bringing in them guys, hopefully. Oh, that's not good. What was the buy rate? 1.07, and a lot of people aren't very happy with that. I remember Nippon being absolute cunts in the last series, though. So, yeah. So Impact Wrestling was up on both Challenge and MTV, which is all good. But yeah, then buy rate warnings are quite worrying. But I didn't think it was that bad a show, man. I think... No, he's going to be an announcer. I think... yeah, I think we did well. I mean, the show was good. It was a C+. I think if the main event had been better, if we'd have had Wednesday's main event, then it would have been a great show. But yeah, man, it's disappointing. It's always disappointing. He's always angry. I'm just gonna give him a grand. What? Okay. I think if Loki carries on, I'm gonna take the title off him because it's every damn bloody show. Alright, that's it. I'm taking the title off him on Impact. I can't be having this. I can't be having that. I'm gonna take the title off him, I think. Problem is, I don't think I can put it, or I don't. The problem, you see, this is the problem I have. He's really good in the ring. Like, he's probably one of the better workers in the company. But because he's in matches with Manic, even Manic's not that bad. I think it's because he's in matches with like Sanada, who's not necessarily that good. Yeah, he's kind of average. He's not really that over as well. He's kind of over in Japan, which I suppose is a good way to kind of get buys over there, like pay-per-view buys. But yeah, Loki's... then again, saying that, Loki's only really over in Japan, which could be the reason that he's... I might put the title back on Samoa Joe, actually. Who's pretty good. He's pretty over as well, so... Yeah, I think I'm going to put the title back on Samoa Joe. But, I don't know. I mean... So, you know. Anyway, let's have a look at the storylines. So, Lashley versus Roode is still a C+. I'm actually going to end that storyline because we're not actually doing that. MVP versus Kurt Angle is at a B, which is awesome. The Rise of the Revolution is at a C. Loki versus Manic and Sanada still, you know what, I'm just going to end that storyline because that's really not working at all. The Wolves versus the Revolution, which we might as well end that as well and just go with the Rise of the Revolution as a storyline. Remove Loki. Right. Taryn Terrell versus Havoc versus Gail Kim is at D. Return of the TV title is a C-, and King of Hardcore is a C. So, yes. Next show will be Impact. God knows where it will be. I don't know. Anyway, yes, we have actually moved over the $3 million mark. Let's have a look at our finance. Pay-per-view revenue, $308,602, which isn't that bad. see we're making quite a lot from ticket sales and TV revenue, which is always good. And we've brought in 780k this month, so estimated expenditure is around $350,000. That's 100 and 25, 75 is 150,000. Maybe 400,000. But then we've got the worker wages on top of that. So yeah. But anyway, yes, Wednesday we will hopefully have another episode of Impact Wrestling. And yeah, that is it for this episode, guys. If you like the video, then please leave a like and let us know what you think of the video in the comment section down below. And yeah, I will see you in the next episode. Peace.